What is going on, Multiversers? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another episode of Multiversus Science. So we are in the lab and we're taking a look at this character right here, Garnet. Now, what are we looking at specifically on Garnet? Well, if we go over to a move list, her grounded attack, not a special, but her just attack, her grounded down attack, her shocking slam. As you can see, Garnet charges a shockwave that travels across the ground and applies shock to enemies. Now, what I'm focusing on is Garnet charges a shockwave. Now, to me, a shockwave is definitely a projectile. That's not a melee attack by no means, right? I wouldn't imagine a shockwave being a melee attack. So here's the attack in case you haven't seen it before. As you can see, there's a shockwave that comes out to the left and to the right of her. But yeah, it travels across the ground. That does not scream a melee attack to me, right? Maybe her punching the ground is a melee type of attack, but no, charging it, the energy, the electricity that comes out to the left and the right of her, that's definitely a projectile in my book. So we have some evidence to back it up saying that this is a projectile, but we also have some evidence that says it's not. So it's very confusing. So luckily Finn can actually help us out here. Finn has a special attack, a forward special, like every other character in the game, but this one is interesting. So let me throw this up on screen real quick. It's from one of the patch notes, so you know I'm not talking out of my butt here. But it says that Finn, when he does his grounded side special, which is a shoulder tackle attack, he gains a property of projectile shield blocker. Basically, if he does the shoulder tackle animation and a projectile is coming at him, the projectile gets canceled out and nothing happens to Finn. He's safe from it, and we're able to test this. So here's how we do it. Actually, look at this first. Why does he go that way? This was so annoying trying to set this whole thing up because he does this. He won't face me. We can reset this as many times as we want, and he always goes to the right. It doesn't even matter which computer I choose. It does not matter the positioning. He will always face the other direction. I don't know why.
I cannot see. I'm legally blind.
He'll start by facing me, and then he goes the other direction. Just telling you that's how annoying this was. But we have a way to test this. So, again, when he does the shoulder attack, it's supposed to block incoming projectiles, and we can test this. Ready? Huh! Look at that. You see how it blocked it? I'll do it a couple more times. But the gauntlets disappeared because, okay, he wasn't doing the animation there, but huh! See? He blocks it. Look at that. It's a big lingering hitbox, by the way. As you can see, it's blocking my gauntlet projectile. So it's doing what it's supposed to, right? All right, cool. Now that we have confirmation on that, let's try I got to change his damage here for this. I think it's like 55. Okay, so here's how I can kind of set this up a little bit better because there's no way that this is going to work, will it? Huh! No. Ready? Huh! Okay, that kind of worked, but here, I'll do it better. Hold on. Let me reset him here a little bit. Ready? Huh! Did you see? I'll do this a couple more times, hopefully, but let's reset this a little bit. All right, cool. He's gonna come down and do it, and we're gonna charge this up, and it blocks it once again. So you can tell that the attack is actually working because on one side, what hitbox is this, by the way? What hitbox is that, by the way? That's ridiculous. But as you can tell, he will come back. Okay, fine. You want to do this the hard way? Fine. Technical difficulties. Give me a second. All right. One more time. So ready? Huh. As you can see, he blocks the one that goes to the left of the screen. But you can still see on the right-hand side of the screen, the other projectile, what I assume is a projectile, is still coming out. So it's not like the attack isn't working itself. No, it's working. Both shockwaves are coming out. It's just he's blocking one, therefore indicating it is indeed a projectile. So I'm rather confused because this next part, if we go switch characters and we go to Black Adam, right? So Finn can block projectiles, meaning Shockwave is a projectile. But if we go to Black Adam and we go to his down special, his shield bubble, this shield bubble also blocks projectiles, right? As you can see, yeah, the gauntlets, they make contact with the shield and it shrinks. But what if we do the Shockwave? What happens? It goes through the bubble and hits Black Adam on the inside of it. It's really confusing. Is this a projectile or what is this? Like, that shouldn't happen, right? We already demonstrated. Projectile will hit the shield and it will shrink it. And if you're inside of it, you should be safe. Yep, should be safe, but... Alright, so we have one character interaction with Finn that says the shockwaves are a projectile. But then we have one attack with Black Adam that says, no, it's not a projectile. I don't know. I'm confused. So we'll have one more test here, and it's with... We'll do Iron Giant, because I think I have the perk. Yes. So we could try this. Schooled me once. If you haven't seen this perk before, basically, if you get knocked back by a projectile, you are then granted a 1-second projectile block buff shield. So here's how it looks. Iron Giant does not need to be doing anything. Just stand still. So here's what it looks like. Knock them back with a projectile, and they get that tiny little, the little force field. All right. So if we're quick enough here, let me put you back down to 0. But if I'm quick enough, I can hit you with this and then that. Did you notice he got hit by the attack? Let's do it a couple times. You notice he gets hit by the shockwaves, even while the force field is there, which also is indicating that this is not a projectile. I really don't know what to make of it. Is it a projectile? Is it not a projectile? It's rather confusing. It is rather confusing. So if anybody has any actual, I think that time it actually ran up time-wise, but if anybody has actual, I don't know, anything that can tell me more about this, what is her shockwave? Now I know, like, the moveset description, right? It doesn't actually say that it's a projectile, because if we look at, her side special, it says right there, projectile, as a part of the attack. But it doesn't say the shockwave is a projectile. Although Finn's interaction with the attack indicates it is, but a couple other characters and perks indicate otherwise. Another few tests that we can do is that's flammable dock, right? So if you haven't seen this, when you hit the opponent with a projectile, it will give them that little ignite symbol above their head. So let's try that, right? So here's what it looks like. Got the little ignite symbol above their head. So now if we do it with the shockwave, what happens? Nothing. Okay. This thought came to me as well. Does the shockwave count as a heavy projectile? So ice to beat you, your team's heavy projectiles will deal 1 stack. So if this works, then maybe. So heavy projectile is that? Nope. Gauntlets do not count. They do not count. But does the shockwaves do? Does this? No. So I don't think it's a projectile at all. But Finn says it is. I don't know. Maybe it's just Finn being weird. I don't know. Either way, there's the Multiversus science episode. Is Garnet's down special or her grounded down attack? Is this a projectile or not? I don't know. We have inconclusive evidence. Although we tested it. We did our job as scientists, and we still couldn't come up with a proper conclusion. What is it? Player First Games, please let me know, because I am rather baffled.